Welcome. This is Chip Roasting.
I'm Wally.
I am somebody. I'm Brennan. I'm not Brennan. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. We're roasting some chips.
Hello and welcome to another fantastic episode of Chip Roasting with Wally and whoever I am. To be
different every day. It's different every day. Truly.
Yes.
But I can
this
tell you
is
for certain
episode-
he's not Brennan.
Yes,
Most of the time.
Not a chance.
Not
a chance.
Not even Brennan at all.
Which episode is this now? Is this 51?
Yeah, this is 51.
Wow.
Yeah.
We almost
crazy.
have a week's worth of episodes if we had done this every week.
A
which would
year.
have been insane. Yeah. Yeah.
A year's worth
Oh yeah,
episode. You said
sorry.
a week.
A year's. I did say a week. You have to be listening to this podcast a lot to get through all of these in a week. But yes, a year's worth of weeks worth of episodes. Does that make sense?
It's like I think we've only had like 2 or 3 episodes go over 2 hours, so I probably do it in a week.
Yes.
You just have to be listening constantly.
Maybe.
You couldn't do
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah, just put this podcast on to lull you to sleep.
It's like probably like 60, 70 hours maybe.
Yeah. I would not be offended if you use this podcast to just fall asleep, to just get conked out.
Fun fact, I did
Because
that.
at least you chose us. At least you didn't
Exactly.
choose like whale sounds or a fan. We beat out a whale and a fan, so I'm thrilled for that. You imaginary individual I'm making up right now, I'm thrilled that you chose us to fall asleep to.
What's funny, I'll turn on like lo-fi music to go to sleep, and then I'll turn on something else on my iPad. So I have like 2 things going to sleep. And sometimes I'll fall asleep listening to music on my phone. So I'll just like phone music, whatever.
So there's
I'm
like
watching
3
on the
things?
iPad, and then whatever's on the TV. Yeah.
Wow, you were just building up your tolerance to sleep here. Soon, unless like 5 things are playing, you're not gonna be able to fall asleep at all. You'll be unstoppable.
So yeah, it's like I'm gonna go to sleep now. Hold on, let me turn my iPad, my phone, my iPod. You still have an iPod? Yeah, no, it's a whole thing. I got 2 TVs over there. I gotta turn both those on. Do you want the sound on both of them? Yes. Dude, I can't go to sleep. There's too much noise. Well, I can't go to sleep unless there's this much noise. So
Oh man.
I don't know. But so D23 happened this weekend.
Yes,
Like we're actually like
it
for the
did.
first time we like for whatever reason we've always had the podcast happen the week after everything happens. Like everyone's always got their reactions in already.
But we get to
But
do this
Today it's still going
now.
on, I think, D23.
Probably.
But I don't know. But I don't care about the stuff that go on.
D23. It's short for Disney 213.
213.
Yes, the 3 is short for 13.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, the 2 is short for 210. Then you add on the 3.
I see.
I know.
I see.
It's a little confusing. But,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
Disney 213.
For sure.
But yeah, so the D23 Expo is going on. It went on this weekend. A lot of stuff was announced. I don't even have all of it. I'm kind of hoping Brennan will fill me in on the stuff I don't have.
We will figure that out as
But Marvel
we
announced a
go.
ton of stuff. Star Wars was there as well.
Star Wars had some neat stuff. I thought. in my
I don't think
opinion.
they didn't announce
new
anything.
announcements.
They
Yeah,
just kind
had
of like, hey,
new
here's where we are
information
with stuff.
Yeah, like about the stuff we already know. Like the Bad Batch got an actual release date. It literally got pushed way back from where I had originally.
Yeah,
heard.
I thought it was like this month. I think you
Yeah.
sent me a post where it was like this month. I was like, they're gonna
Yeah.
have that and Andor at the same time.
Yeah, Disney had originally confirmed, I think, before the end of the year, and then it got like narrowed down to I think sometime around now-ish, and then it looks like it got pushed till sort of next year. But at least we have like a very concrete date. now.
Yeah. I'll take out my mic stand from home. So yeah, I'm not
nice.
holding it anymore. But
I have my mic stand. This mic absolutely
There you
works. It's not just a prop. This is
not even
definitely
in the slightest.
what I'm pointing to is my real microphone.
But
A plug for the YouTube channel here. You want to see what I'm pointing at? Watch the podcast. That's how podcasts
there you
are
go. We
meant to
actually had
be
5 views last
consumed.
week.
Oh wow, that's
Crazy, I know.
way too many views. Dial it back, guys.
Guys, stop and go listen to it instead.
Yeah,
This is
I
not great watching.
I love the enthusiasm, but like we don't need more than like 3 views.
It's just a Zoom, guys. You guys you
Yeah.
can probably deal with this at work. You don't need to be watching on your TV.
Yeah,
But,
you just have to hit pause on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, switch over to the YouTube, just see the microphone, then go back to listen to us. Don't look at us. I don't want to be perceived visually here. Auditorily, sure.
See, I'll
crazy.
see. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like black out everything except the moment where you pointed at the mic, and then I'm gonna black it back out again.
Yeah, it's just like an hour and a half long YouTube video where like an hour, 29 and a half minutes. Yeah. It's just
picture of the fire, and then it's you pointing at it, and then it's fire again.
Yep.
Hence chip roasting, of course.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's back to news. Let's get into the
Star
news.
Wars.
So no, that's not where I'm starting.
Oh no,
I'm starting at day 1. That was day 2, Brennan. You're getting ahead of me here.
I thought we were a team. I thought we had each other's backs. No, I guess not.
We do. We got her back, and I just got your back from skipping ahead.
Okay. I mean, as I was just starting right as the name D23 said. You start with day 2, then go on to day 3, then day 1 just ignore 100%.
Remember, 213. It's day 2, day 1, day 3.
I did forget what D23 was short for.
213. God, Brennan.
Yep.
Get with the program. Anyway, so day 1.
Also, I'm not sure if you have seen, but I have changed my name here to not D24, just so everyone's perfectly clear. We're not talking about Disney 214. We're talking about Disney 213.
You know what's even funnier than D24? D25. But anyway, so day 1 of the Disney 23 D23 Expo, sorry, Disney 213. D23 Expo. We had the Disney live action announced stuff, Pixar announced stuff, and then Disney animation announced stuff. And it was all, I don't really have strong opinions on this stuff as I do with the stuff on day 2, but let's get started on that.
A super cool day 1 announcement. I don't even know if you connected the dots in your mind here. I only have recently connected the dots in my mind, but one of our predictions from a super early podcast have come true. Almost come true.
I believe I know what you're talking about.
Inside Outa2ouille.
Yes, you're right. It's the name of like episode like 2 or 3.
Yes,
Inside Outa2ouille.
Yep.
But we'll get to that. But
doesn't have Ratatouille as far as we know, but it could. That's always a strong possibility. Very strong.
But so
it's like a 98% chance.
You know what? Let's start there then. Let's start with the Pixar stuff. That was further down on my list, but we'll start with that. Inside Out 2 was announced.
Forget going in order here. We're gonna
start with the last of the second thing that was announced.
Yeah, we are going back to our roots here, to our early podcast roots. Where it's just
no organization.
Let's just dive into this.
So Pixar announced Inside Out 2.
Yes.
Amy Poehler came on stage and was like, "Hey, we're gonna do this." I think all of the original cast is coming back. Riley's gonna be a teenager in this film, and they've also hinted at new emotions as well. Brennan, since this is one of your favorite Pixar movies, what are your opinions on this?
I am happy.
Do you want it to be Inside Out of Outa2ouille though?
I mean, yes, of course. I want what's her name? You just said her name. I totally forgot.
Riley.
I want it to be focusing on Riley's teenage years, all of that hassle and stuff of course, yeah. But then she's in France and she meets a rat, and the rat also has emotions. It just switches to him entirely.
And then just like it's about Riley, but then it's about Remy.
Yeah. Or maybe like we pick up right after Ratatouille, and there's been some kind of tragic accident in France, and that chef guy has died, so like the rat's all alone, and then he meets this girl who's
on vacation,
lost from her middle school tour group that went to France, and then they have a bond. And then he opens up a restaurant with her, and then she becomes the youngest chefpreneur in France, and she has a new
he's frozen
head that is a rat. Like she has a chef rat emotion. So you have like happiness, sadness, anger,
Chef and
disgust, fear, and rat, and those are the 6 emotions now. And the rat, of course, is like the chef one. There's like a rat island, and then you go there. There's a bunch of like fun rats, and they all like there's like a little train, like the train of thought, but it's like a train for like rats, and they all ride around while making food. Honestly, I think we just need to pause this episode of the podcast of like the D23s and just talk about this rat movie, because I think this would be a huge hit.
Brennan, you can't be giving them ideas. They will take it. And by the way, I think. Yeah, I mean, because that's such a great film idea and not at all terrible, not even in the slightest. It all makes perfect sense.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does hinge on a beloved character from Ratatouille passing away.
That's better than what I had. What I had was, in my head, I was like, well, what if Riley's parents both die? And then it's very classic Disney, parents
and
die.
Riley is adopted by the rat.
Linguini. Oh. I haven't clipped anything and put it on Instagram in a while, but this seems like a very clippable moment.
Yeah. I feel like that was perfect. I feel like I feel like all of our ideas are fantastic. I feel like Disney, this is like next year's D23 will just be, they'll play this podcast and be like, yeah, that is happening now.
So we finally have the storyline for Inside Outa2ouille. Oh, by the way, that's what it's called now.
Yes.
And the Outa2ouille part is the number 2.
Yeah.
Inside Out at Outa2ouille.
Exactly.
That's the name of this episode, by the way.
But yeah, that would be phenomenal. I wouldn't want a character to die here, but I feel like Disney and Pixar kills off tons of characters all the time. So I'm just assuming that is going to happen. I'm having control over the situation. But back into reality, I suppose. I wish this was
in an alternate universe
here,
that's exactly what happens. We get Inside Outa2ouille.
Yeah, but, the one where we have Andrew Garfield Spider-Man whipping around instead is where they announced this.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so they also announced a movie. They announced I think they showed some clips at the thing, but they showed a poster of the new movie Elemental.
Yes,
coming out next year. And they was described as Zootopia by way of Inside Out, a love story.
Zootopia by way of Inside Out.
Yeah, that's how they described it, which is interesting. And I wrote down that sounds pleasantly wonderful, and
that
very
also that also sounds like that would work perfectly for Inside Out at 2 weeks. You just have animals with things in their heads.
Yes, well, that's what Pixar is going to make exclusively movies that are that.
Yes.
So, but it's coming out in June 2023, and I was surprised to find out this will be the 27th Pixar movie.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I did not realize it's been that many, but there was a time for there a bit where they were making 2 movies a year. So anyway, and then they talked about the show Win or Lose. They went a little bit in depth about that. We kind of knew about that show.
Yes, we both definitely knew about that show.
So
that is not just a totally unknown name to me here.
We have talked about this. I remember last year's D23 or whatever it was. But it's about a softball team.
That is a bit past my memory span, which only goes back about 3 weeks.
That's good. Mine usually goes back about a day.
Oh, all right, okay.
If I'm lucky. But so basically it's about the softball team who they're like, it follows each player in the follow-up to their game. And so it's a show. So
this does sound a bit of familiar.
Yeah.
Is this the one where the softball team always either wins or loses?
No,
really? Well, then I would have chosen a different title.
We don't know if they win or lose. Yeah.
Okay.
But we did get some new information that Will Forte will be the coach of the team. Yeah, I like Will Forte.
Yeah, I like the last. Yeah, the Last Man on Earth. What a wild ride that show was.
I stopped watching after. I mean, I said this before. I stopped watching after he was not the last man on Earth.
So, like the first episode.
That's exactly what I stopped watching. I stopped watching the second episode. I was like, this show is a lie, and so I stopped watching it.
Yes.
But and then they announced a new film called Elio, which is a film. I said Elio. A new film was announced called Elio. which is
Nice.
follows an 11-year-old boy with first contact with aliens and his experience in space. He's kind of like, he's like an ambassador of Earth, but he's 11, so that's cool.
If I were Earth, I would have maybe picked someone with a little more experience. Maybe.
Would you have? I don't think I would.
I don't know, because there also have
11-year-olds
been a
have a
lot
little
of
bit-
movies where they pick someone with experience and it goes horribly wrong.
Exactly,
So, I don't
and
know.
11-year-olds they think everything's great.
I would have
so-
maybe chosen like a cat, like a baby cat.
A kitten? Just send a
Yeah.
kitten?
Yeah. I feel like that would be safe.
What about an orangutan?
Nah.
Anyway, but
What a
so,
rat.
yeah.
How would
This
just launch a tiny rocket containing a rat just at the aliens and
and
be like,
and
here's our ambassador.
you write a movie about it and with its emotions, right?
Yeah.
So everything just keeps coming back to Inside Out Outa2ouille. So I think
Yes.
I think we know which movie you're most excited about.
Yes.
But
Is there like a
anyway,
space parody I can make up like Inside
no,
Out
please.
of Tui?
But so this is like my favorite genre of book, which is first contact with aliens, but they're children. It's really
Yes.
weird.
Like
I really
E.T..
enjoy this. Yeah, but I really enjoy that genre.
I need to watch
especially
that
in
movie
books.
still.
Uh,
Yeah.
And America Ferrera will play the boy's mother, and it will be directed by Adrian Molina, who co-directed Coco. Did you just say you've never seen E.T.?
I've not.
Oh,
Unfortunately. I keep meaning to.
I have it
and
on. Do you
I
have a
haven't.
VHS player? Because I have it on
Yes.
VHS.
I actually do have a VHS tape player. I actually started to
I
'cause-
did see that this weekend. That you
yeah,
got the ticket.
yes. I was at an antique store and I saw that. I was like, cool. Now I own it. On
Well, I guess I own
VHS.
this now.
Yes, I am slowly relaunching my VHS tape collection. 'Cause I used to have a big one and then I no longer have it, but now
But now you're getting it back.
I-
That's how my
my-
record collection's going right now.
my VHS tape player. I finally got a TV that like has the port I need to plug a VHS tape player into,
Gotcha.
and I was like, I can watch stuff now. So,
There you go.
and VHS tapes are awesome because you can get them like anywhere for like 25 cents.
Yeah, because no one uses them anymore, Brennan.
Yep.
Very low demand, very high volume.
Yes.
So anyway, that's all the Pixar announced. The Disney live actions, kind of like where all the interesting stuff was, at least for me anyway. They not this part though. They announced Hocus Pocus 2. I have no feelings toward this. I actually never liked any of the DCOM Halloween movies, like Halloween Town and
Oh.
stuff like that. Never cared for them that much. So I don't have any feelings towards this. I don't know if you have any particular feelings toward this. I don't.
I've seen some Disney Channel original movies, but I can never remember which ones. So
Well, these ones are about Halloween. So did they involve Halloween?
I've seen some Halloween ones. No idea which Halloween ones I've
Gotcha.
seen.
Well, it's either this, Twitches. I think that was.
See,
DCOM.
also, my
Halloween
memory only
Town.
goes back about 3 weeks. So if I've seen them before 3 weeks ago, they're all it's just one big slush in my brain.
I gotcha. Understandable. Disenchanted, sequel to Enchanted. That was
Yes.
announced. The trailer looked really good. Well, it wasn't announced. The trailer was released. The trailer looked really good.
Ah.
I've never seen Enchanted, so again, no feelings toward it. But I might go watch it now that I've seen the trailer for the sequel, because the sequel looks really good. Next thing that was announced was Peter Pan and Wendy.
Oh,
Wendy's role has been expanded for this film, and she'll be like kind of like Peter's equal, which is cool. I mean, it makes some sense. But I'm really interested to see how they changed parts of that movie because famously racist. Back portrayals of natives back in the original one.
I do
So
remember
I
that.
wanna see
That
how they'll change
was
that for the 2020
yeah.
audience. And it'll be directed by David Lowery, who directed the remake of Pete's Dragon from a couple years ago.
Nice.
So, which I never saw. I've only seen the Jungle Book in terms of all the remakes. So I
nice.
don't know. Oh, Pinocchio came out this weekend. I don't know if you
Oh
saw that.
yeah,
Man, it looked
yeah.
good. I haven't seen the original Pinocchio, so
Oh no.
I haven't. No, it's weird because like my uncle's favorite movie. Like he's got like
Oh.
all the he's like a big Jimmy
Wow.
Cricket fan. So, like,
Sweet.
he'll like get like memorabilia of Jimmy Cricket stuff like that. So
I watched the movie a couple times when I was much smaller.
So
I
you
remember it
clearly
was
don't remember
weird.
it.
What?
Well,
Yeah,
you
I just
remember it.
remember.
That was past 3 weeks ago, Brendan.
I mean,
Unless you-
again,
age
it's just all in like the slush here.
Oh,
So
okay.
I just remember there were some weird bits, but
Yeah. There's
I
a whale in
watched it a couple times. Yeah, there was a whale. There was a donkey, I think,
Maybe.
too.
I don't know.
I think he got
Never seen
turned
it.
into a donkey.
Interesting.
I
What a weird
don't
movie.
remember. Yeah. Weird movie.
Mufasa, the Lion King,
Yeah.
announced, which is a prequel to the Lion King.
Yeah. A
Barry
prequel to like the
Jenkins-
live action one, right?
Yeah,
This is like
yeah,
the
I
live
think
action
so.
one.
I guess both
And-
technically, because isn't the live action one pretty much the same as the original?
Yeah, but like the original animated one has like sequels and spin-offs and
Yeah.
everything, but this is not like a live action adaptation of any of them. It's
No,
just
no,
like
no.
it's
It's
a
its
unique
own
live
thing,
action
yeah.
project. It's weird that they chose that one to make a prequel to, and I feel like that was the most unliked of all the live action stuff that they've done, because
Maybe. I have no
the
idea.
animals' faces were like expressionless the entire time.
Oh, well, they are animals. So
Yeah, everyone's
Um,
like, why would you make this so realistic? Where like, because in the original Lion King or animated, you could like really feel for all of them, because you'd be like, oh my god, no, like whatever. And then it was like just like when like Mufasa died, like the cub was like
a lion.
like that, because yeah, it was
It was
just
a
a
lion.
lion. Yeah, you couldn't like
You can't
make
even
a
call it
sad
live
face
action.
or
It's not
anything.
even live action. It's like animated.
Yeah,
They didn't get real
yeah.
lions to
It
play
was
this characters.
weird. Yeah,
It would have gone really horrible for the warthog if they had.
yeah.
But anyway, so Barry Jenkins is in charge of this project. It's about Mufasa's rise to power, and it's really dark. And if you know anything about lions, because if a male wants to take over a pride, it will kill the male lion and then all of its cubs, and then make its own baby. Would make its own cubs. So I don't think they'll go that route. That seems a little too dark for Disney. But in the animal kingdom, that's actually how that works. So
Interesting.
it's a weird way to go, but
Yeah.
there'll be people who critique, oh, this isn't realistic. I'm like, well, no, because that's a little dark,
Yeah.
buddy. And then we'll finish off the live action remakes, and there's something else after that. Snow White is getting a live action remake. Gal Gadot
what?
and Rachel Ziegler are going to be in it. Gal Gadot will play the evil queen.
Oh.
And apparently they showed some clips from it, and she is awesome. But she's Gal Gadot. Why would you expect anything else?
Are they can I have the Snow White story be like the same story as the original animated?
I mean, as
movie?
much as they can, that's not problematic.
Yeah, because let's say there's a lot of like kind of problematic stuff.
Yeah.
And that like she's like the youngest princess out of all of them. She's like 14 or whatever, right? Or is it even younger
I don't know.
than that?
I don't. I just know when all these fairy tales were written, they were really young because they didn't have like morals back then.
Yeah. Yeah, they just had no morals.
None. They
whatsoever.
just
Yeah.
oh, look, a child. Let's get married. What?
Yeah,
No,
it was a
this is
very
terrible.
very different structure, very
Yeah.
bad structure for a lot of
Yes.
reasons, including
Dude, old times are
children.
bad for people
yeah, old
that
times
weren't
kind of
male.
sucked. Yeah,
or European.
yeah,
Yeah.
or people who fit in this very specific sect of like the views that were upheld at that time.
Yeah.
For people who fit like in
completely
this
awful.
very narrow category, life was great.
Oh,
Life
yeah,
was fantastic, except for they didn't have like air conditioning and all that great stuff that we have now. But
Also, wasn't that hot back then?
Yeah,
Kind of didn't.
true.
They kind of didn't like take animals, like they didn't like take like fuels out of the ground and like
Yeah.
burn them as much.
Yeah, yeah,
Like they had coal, but like
yeah.
not like we have now.
So I mean, they
wasn't
didn't really need AC.
Yeah.
I think they kind of could have
I mean, they
used
did. Not really.
running water and stuff. I'm sure that would help. I mean, they had running water back then. I mean, there were
But,
cultures
like,
that had
yeah.
it, but the dominant culture kind of like slaughtered all the people and
yeah,
got rid of the fantastic conventions that they had
yeah.
and didn't use
Fall of
them.
the Romans was pretty bad.
Yeah, and then just other societies and stuff around the world, and it's just like
Things are better now.
Yeah,
I think that's the main point of this conversation.
I'm glad to
Things are
have
better now for a lot of
AC
people.
and running
Not for
water
everyone, but for most people.
and equal rights for most people. Hopefully we'll get it up there to all, but it's a very slow journey in that apparently.
Extremely. But anyway, so yes, so Snow White. I hope they get rid of all the problematic stuff. If
Yeah,
they don't, they're in for a world of hurt. Yeah, and then Little Mermaid got a
Yeah.
trailer for that, or like not a trailer, but like a sneak peek. That looks pretty cool.
a
People
teaser
are mad.
trailer.
Teaser,
Yeah.
thank you. People are
Yeah.
mad for racist reasons.
Yeah, I mean,
It costs $0 to not be racist, so
yes, it is completely free. But yeah,
a lot
'cause-
easier too. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
that looks cool.
yeah, because like I watched the trailer and the trailer was pretty much, just a small introduction. Everything looked good, and the actress, whatever her name was, looked
I don't know either.
good in the role, because it took so long to show her face. I was like, just show her face. I want to see what she looks like in the role. And then they introduced Flounder. You're not going to see Flounder's face either. I was like, why are they hiding this? I know it's like a teaser, but just give me stuff to look at.
Yeah.
What does Flounder's face look like? Is it like an animated fun face like Pinocchio, or is it like the Lion King entire thing like that? I want to see the style. The water looked super dark in The Little Mermaid. I will say that. It was like super hard to see stuff.
Yeah.
But like,
it was a dark trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it looks fine.
The only thing that bothers me is that she didn't have bubbles come out of her mouth when she was singing. That's literally it. That bothered me. I'm like, why? Where are the bubbles? Like she is breathing, right? That's it. That's the only thing that should have bothered anyone.
Yes.
But people are people, and they shouldn't be like that. But
yes,
unfortunately. But and then finally,
our podcast hot take: racism is bad.
Super hot take, I know.
Yes. Smash that like button if you agree that racism is bad.
And if you disagree, leave.
Yes.
Also get counseling. But anyway, and so finally, last thing that was announced. This is actually between all that stuff, but Haunted Mansion. They're making the movie. Justin Simeon.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee
Curtis.
Stanfield and Jamie Lee Curtis
is that
Madame Leota, who is the floating head on the ride. It said that there's a bunch of Easter eggs and cameos from people, and the ride will be heavily they'll have a bigger influence in the old movie. And someone who's a Haunted Mansion picture right there, I appreciate that, because that's like one of my favorite rides. I love that ride. So that was the live action stuff. It's a great ride, which we'll get to that later. Some of that stuff. Then finally, Disney Animation announced Zootopia Plus, which I think we've known about for a while. It's basically just they're going to take shows from like the real world and put them in Zootopia. Like I think there's going to be like Dancing with the Stars, like Survivor, stuff like that. Kind of cool. I don't really have much to say about that.
Let's just get the most graphic movies possible on like Zootopia Plus. Yeah.
Let's get Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
House of a Thousand Corpses. That's what I want out of this show. Zootopia presents House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't think Tim Burton's in charge of this Zootopia project, or Rob Zombie for that matter, who's the one who actually made that. But then we got something, and I apologize if I butcher this name.
Apology accepted.
Outa2ouille. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I am retracting my exception of the accepting of the
apology.
Apology.
I think it's Outa2ouille. I don't know. I apologize. It's an original series created by Outa2ouille about a futuristic version of Lagos, Nigeria. We got some artwork. It looks pretty cool. Sweet. I'm excited for that. I love sci-fi, so any sci-fi is awesome. Kind of, especially when you get to expand it to like countries like Africa, because whenever you see a futuristic place, you like New York City, and like New York City's cool, but like let's get there's only 10 minutes. We've been talking for 30 minutes already.
Oh wow.
Anyway, so it's
Zoom
cool to see
problems.
That.
Am I right? I mean, unnamed recording platform problems. Am I right?
But it's always cool to see like representation in sci-fi, so that's always good.
Yeah.
I think there's a new trailer for Strange World, but if not, they reshowed the old trailer for Strange World, which comes out November 23rd, 2022. I've seen trailers for that. That looks like a really awesome movie. Again, sci-fi with representation. I'm here for it.
I wish it had a different animation style. It's like my one complaint about the movie is because I do like the older animation style, and I wish they would have kind of gone back to that instead of just keeping up this like same.
So it's the Cal Arts style, which changes every couple decades. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Cal Arts style. Like, what's it? A lot of the Cartoon Network shows are in that style now. I'm just not a big fan of it. But anyway, and then finally we got a new to end day one. We got an announcement for a movie called Wish. It's going to be about how wishing stars came to be. Essentially, Ariana DeBose will be the star of it, and be directed by Chris Buck and Fawn Vera Sunthorn. I when I saw that, I was like, Pierce Hawthorne. Will
Pierce.
release in 2023 and will become. And I'm interested to know about this because one of the most iconic Disney songs is "When You Wish Upon a Star," and I'm gonna see. I'm wondering if they're gonna incorporate that song in at all.
Yes, and it'll be interesting to see the Disney treatment with the star, like how many of the stars parents have died, all that stuff, what the backstory is.
Well,
so we're excited to see that.
Not a Disney movie without a parent death.
Yeah.
Next Bambi. I think that's where that all started. Probably.
I would not be surprised. I also wouldn't be surprised if they went back ages before that, but I don't know. Yeah.
But, anyway, so day 2. I don't know if we'll be able to get through day 2.
Yeah. Star Wars.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna start Star Wars. So Andor. We got one last trailer, and they announced season 2 is in production. And
of Andor?
Yes, and it's described as a 24-episode spy thriller.
That does upset me kind of a little bit, because I wish that they would just wait till after they see how the show performed and not just be greenlighting all this stuff, like just tossing money out everywhere. Like, see what works first before you just say yes. But I am really excited for that show. It looks great.
It looks phenomenal. It's Star Wars. People are gonna watch it. They're gonna even if they hate it, they're gonna watch it. You know that. It's just how it works. This is how Star Wars fans are. But 24 episodes for season 2.
That's more than Daredevil Born Again.
That's more than Daredevil Born Again and WandaVision. She-Hulk. No.
Nope.
Pick the 2 that weren't 6 episodes. Miss Marvel put together. It's equals.
It's just that exact length. Yeah.
The 2 that were not. Anyway, Willow. I don't really care about Willow. I guess this is Star Wars / Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
Willow is there. Bad Batch season 2 will be coming out January 4th. 2-episode premiere will be 16 episodes. I think like last season.
And the 2-episode premiere will be 2 hours long, is what I heard. Nice. So it's exactly like how the first season started off, which I'm looking forward to, because that first episode of the first season was fantastic.
The more I think about the Bad Batch, the less bad I think it was. Like, I thought it was like a pretty good show. I think it got a lot of crap for no reason.
The Good Batch?
No.
Okay.
the medium batch. The mild manner batch.
Yes.
Tales of the Jedi. We got a.
Oh my god, that looks phenomenal.
It was announced at San Diego Comic-Con, but we got a trailer.
That looks phenomenal.
It looks so good.
It looks fantastic.
So did you notice the Padme funeral in there?
Yes, and how Ahsoka was there in the background, because they had a little friendship going on in the Clone Wars. Oh my god, it's going to be so good.
With these 2 shows, it looks
baby
like
Qui-Gon Jinn, not actually as a baby, but
young
like
Qui-Gon, because he was Count Dooku's apprentice. So the interesting thing about this show is that it looks like it's going to dive into a little bit of the Ahsoka show, as the Ahsoka book that came out a couple of years ago, and into the Dooku book that came out a couple of years ago that you started to read. But never finished.
I got like 16 pages in. That was the best 16 pages I've read in the past more than 3 weeks.
Decade. But so it looks like they're going to dive a little bit into that and then a little bit outside that. I'm excited about the young Ahsoka stuff and kind of see where she came from, because we don't really have like an origin for Ahsoka. We're just like, she comes from this planet, and we got that one episode. We got the arc on that planet. We don't know much more past that. Okay. That's okay. It's okay. That was more than 3 weeks ago. You watched Clone Wars for the first time, so But show looks awesome. We're gonna see Anakin. We're gonna see mullet Obi-Wan. We'll see some Samuel Jackson action. Not Samuel Jackson, but the guy who pretends to be him, voice acting wise. We got some news about the Skeleton Crew. I saw
that we got some news. Don't remember what news.
You see the picture from the set of Jude Law?
No.
Yes, we got a picture of Jude Law on set. And apparently the idea for the show came on the set of Spider-Man, because the guy who directed Spider-Man is also directing this show. And Jon Favreau, of course, was there as well. And then Mandalorian season 3.
We got the trailer. That trailer looked phenomenal.
And it looks like it's going to focus on Mandalore. Which I'm so
the only complaint that I have is I am dreading it starting off, because how are they going to explain the super emotional level that season 2 left on with the Mandalorian and Grogu being separated maybe forever, and just start of season 3. Oh, they're back. Just forget that happened. Forget that took place.
So
That's
what I think is gonna happen is on Disney Plus, they're gonna have like a like how they make those playlists.
yeah.
They're just gonna put what to watch before season 3, and they're gonna put season 1, season 2, and then those.
Yeah,
couple
it's
episodes
just
of
that's just so
Boba.
dumb. If it's like for like not MCU stuff, it's like just Star Wars should be easier than Marvel. But
yeah,
oh
probably.
well.
And then there is a trailer for Indiana Jones 5 for the people who were at the event, but I
Yeah.
don't care about that. As much.
I am maybe excited for it. I want there to be another good Indiana Jones movie because I really like the first one, and then I've hated all of the other ones. Not like hated.
I think I've seen one in the Shia LaBeouf one.
fine-ish, but the first one was so good, and then all of the other ones have not lived up to
Temple
that
of Doom, right? Is the
level
first
at all. No,
Or is no, Crystal Skull was the one with Shia LaBeouf. That one was bad.
Crystal Skull was the fourth one. Temple of Doom was the second one. The Last Crusade was the third one. What was the first one?
I don't know.
This is gonna.
Well, it can only bug you for the next 2.5 minutes. So. It's all,
bother me now. Maybe now's a good time for a break, and when we return,
pick up
we
on
will
Marvel.
announce the title of the first Indiana Jones movie. So put your guesses in now. Type your guesses into the comments section to lock them in. If you're watching this, if you're not, then I don't know. Email.
There's a comment section on Spotify now,
and email contact@spotify.com with your
or Wolfgator
yes.
Entertainment at gmail.com. I better not see a damn email though.
Or Wolfgator Entertainment at spotify.com.
All right, we'll be back, even though it won't
Yes.
take any time for you guys. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
This podcast, that's gonna be a whole reveal. I was gonna have. Wow, you just pulled the rug out from under that. I was gonna have like the bit that I like to add, like, oh, this podcast is sponsored by, and just pick an inanimate object and say it's sponsored by that, and then I would go into like a who's that Pokemon? It's Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that would have been a fun gag for our audience. I probably would have
been
thrown in a Mark Hamill reference here or there too while it was all going on.
It would have
like
been
a
great.
Harrison Ford,
I agree.
Mark Hamill crossover. Oh well.
We only have 40 minutes, and we have a lot left to go over. So
yes,
I'm assuming you had to do this early because you have to do something after this. So like, or maybe you just wanted to get it out of the way. I don't know.
Because I just wanted to eat dinner, and I was like, I want to wait till after the podcast to like eat, and I was like, well, I don't be eating at like 10 o'clock at night, so maybe doing it a bit earlier is better. But
gotcha. I also have to eat, but I might go get
this
food,
podcast is my number one priority in my entire life. This is what I give my life and soul blood.
That should not be the case. You have a fiance. It could be mine because I'm single.
It should be about a year before we officially tie the knot. Is like that what the expression is when you get married?
Yes,
because
tie the knot.
You're aiming for roughly.
Because I have no idea when this is supposed to happen.
We're aiming roughly for September 2023.
Okay.
With an error range of like 3 years. So I mean, it could really be like any time.
Plus or minus 3 years, so you can go back in time and get married in 2019.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Lauren and I are married right now. This has been like the long con the entire time to like. Because we just rushed into it super early on. We're like, well, we don't want to tell our parents that we're married right now. So,
Gotcha. So he's made a big show of it and stuff. Gotcha.
Yeah. Like it'll be a surprise like 2 years from now when we like get married. Like, actually, we're married for 5 years. Haha. We've committed tax fraud. Quirky.
Quirky sent me, man. So Marvel.
Yes. Oh, Marvel. Is that all the Star Wars news? Was there?
That was it.
As
far as I know.
News? Okay. Oh no, I think there were some. There was some Ahsoka news that was announced as well. There were some stills that were released.
I guess I didn't write that down.
And the actor for Ezra Miller had been cast, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think there was rumors, but like it's been officially confirmed now. Like,
okay.
There's a still, and that
which
still
is fantastic.
Was I don't know if you probably don't know because this is more than 3 months ago. You watched Rebels. but the still is a live action remake of the very last scene of the epilogue of Rebels.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
interesting.
So we're picking up right where we left off from Rebels.
Yeah, I'm vibing with this a lot because it was basically confirmed for a while that Ahsoka would kind of pick up where Rebels left off, except for after the events of the original trilogy and the Mandalorian seasons and all that. But here, with knowing that like Ezra is a person in this show now, it's like okay, 100%.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for live action Hera. I love Hera.
Yes,
it's like one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time. She's phenomenal.
I've grown to love Chopper as well after all this time.
Oh, everyone's favorite war criminal.
Even though Chopper the first season annoyed the heck out of me, now I'm like, he's kind of cool.
Chopper is my second favorite droid.
Cool. Yeah,
I can't remember who my favorite droid was.
Wow,
definitely from the books, but I can't remember who it was. Because I'm one of those people. I'm like, you haven't read the book yet. Yeah, Chopper is definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see him in live action. But Marvel. Boy, did they have a day yesterday.
Marvel. Yes, Marvel.
One would say it was a marvelous day yesterday.
I do remember like almost all the news off the top of my head here, so I don't know.
Right, because it was a day.
I want to go in order.
Well, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Because it's a day ago, not 3 weeks ago.
Okay, so starting with the Black Panther Wakanda Forever news, then they confirmed some plot details about what the movie is, what's happening in there.
Yep.
They announced that with Wakanda at a weakened state because the two kings they've had in the past, like however many years, have died. And the world's at this, whatever state, the countries are trying to steal vibranium from Wakanda.
Sure.
Which
is how we get to where we get with the Atlanteans, I believe.
Yeah. So it'll be awesome to see like Wakanda say no, absolutely not, and fight back against that. And
apparently they were also shown a battle scene at D23. But
cool.
Yeah. So they've seen like an extended battle scene from the movie.
And that'll be a fantastic reflection of historical events as well. Like Africa's
colonialism.
Like the history with colonialism and all that, because it'll be the modern world thinking, oh, we're so much better than this now, and then them trying to do the exact same thing.
Right.
So yeah.
Then from there they went, for sure. I'm leaving that release date cannot get here faster. And then they went from there right into Ironheart.
Werewolf. Oh yeah.
Ironheart
and then Werewolf by now. Was that I almost forgot about.
I don't know if that was the order because I have it a different order. Whatever. We'll get there.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Figure it out. So Ironheart was announced that Ryan Coogler will be an executive producer on the show, who's also been involved with the Black Panther movies.
Yes, that name sounds familiar.
He's been great so far. So obviously, and then it was also, and they were showing a short clip as well from the show. Apparently.
From Ironheart.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear about that news. Okay.
Cool. But apparently, Jim Rash will be reprising his character from Civil War because Riri Williams goes to MIT.
That is fantastic.
That's where he was in the show. So
that is so cool. I cannot wait to see more of Jim Rash. That'd be phenomenal.
To answer his own question, that's what Dean's got to do with it. Or that's damn it, I fucked it up. You know what I was referring to, though, right? That's what I don't. You know what I was going for.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sorry. I was on mute. I laughed so hard when you said that, but I was trying to chew animal crackers at the same time. So
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, he's gonna be in it. I'm excited. I like Jim Rash, and then I'm excited to see someone take over the Iron Man mantle as Ironheart.
Yes.
And because I remember when they kind of first announced it, that was like one of my more anticipated projects, because obviously I'm an engineer, so everything that goes along that way I love. So yeah, and then so next up was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, or at least that's how I saw it in the order it happened, because I was kind of behind on everything. I was just quickly trying to go through everything. Some footage was shown at the D23, and Paul Rudd apparently described the movie as bananas, and coming from Paul Rudd, that means nothing because he's Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is like, his life is bananas.
Yes.
But someone was also added to the cast, but the video I saw did not say who it was.
Oh,
I only saw a picture. So someone was added to the cast. Maybe you know. Guess not. So
I saw that.
it's an older guy.
I saw that Jimmy Woo was confirmed to reprise his role in the
Maybe.
movie.
That's not who it was. He was an old guy. But
I'm
Cool.
I'm trying to think
Nice.
if I remembered any other casting news. I think that's it.
okay, cool. And then we get to Werewolf by Night, which comes out this year. And this is the
Yeah.
first we've really heard. Like it's been rumored.
Yeah.
We talked about it before, but
because they had confirmed there's gonna be a Halloween special released for this year,
Mhm.
but so much time went on without any
any news
announcement
about it.
of that. I was like, is it still happening? Because they've pushed things back before, so like maybe it'll be next year
Christmas.
instead. But oh,
Werewolf by Night Christmas special.
yes, it'll be Werewolf by Nightmare Before Christmas, starring Mark Hamill. Boom,
Exactly.
there we
Exactly.
go.
There you go.
I got,
You
the
got
Mark,
it
I
all
got the
in.
Mark Hamill joke in there.
There you
Now
go.
I am appeasing the OG fans.
There we go. But so a trailer came out. You know, Michael Giacchino is the one who directed this movie.
I don't know like
Trailer
any names.
Special. So he does like music for like, I know he did it for Cars. Does a lot for like a
Oh.
lot of Pixar stuff, a lot
Sweet.
of Disney stuff. Tomorrowland, I think he did the music for. But yeah,
Cool.
so he's the director. He's also a composer, but he directed
Nice.
it. It's coming to Disney Plus next month, and oh man, it looks like what WandaVision started out as, like a big homage to the 30s and 40s type Halloween like horror movies. And if it stays like that, man, I'm gonna love the shit out of this movie because I love old horror movies.
It was not what I was expecting at all, but it looks really interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude. I am. If it
And,
stays the
it's
way
soon.
it was. Oh yeah.
Like
I
Marvel
think it's
finally
October
did
7th, something like that.
Yeah, like Marvel's finally done what we've always wanted them to do of announce something and it's coming out soon.
Yeah. So, dude, I'm so excited for that. If it stays true to what it showed us, then I'm super pumped for it.
Yeah.
Also, I found out homage was spelled way different than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's with an H.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that threw me off the first time I tried to spell it too. I was like,
I've definitely seen that word before, and
Yeah.
I've said, oh, homage. And now I'm like, homage. Oh, thank you, Siri.
Yeah.
Secret Invasion. We got a trailer for Secret Invasion.
Oh god, that looks phenomenal.
It looks super intense. It kind of looks like a techno thriller almost.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks so good, dude.
Yeah, I'm really. Could we finally get to loop back around with Nick Fury and see what he's been up to this whole time?
Yeah.
And like it looks like kind of like Captain America and the Winter Soldier, that kind of like spy stuff, which I liked, and I wish we had more of that. Just like it looks like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well, and like that's like that whole vibe,
you know,
that I like. Yes.
But yeah, it looks like definitely looks like has a darker tone to it.
Yeah.
Also, since it's on Disney Plus and they do have R-rated stuff on there, I hear Samuel Jackson better say motherfucker in this show.
Oh yeah, and like that reminds me, it was not confirmed at all, but there was like a rumor I heard a bit ago, and that rumor seems to have stuck around with the trailer here. But for Werewolf by Night, there has been a rumor that it'll be the MCU's first mature rated thing.
Oh, that's so good. That means
with the trailer, hell yeah, like the trailer looks like it might live up to that. So there's obviously no confirmation yet, but we will see.
I mean, with a werewolf type thing, you gotta have to go hard in with that gory deaths and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even if it's black and white, like you gotta go hard in on it. Like,
I don't know. Also, there has been a rumor. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but in the trailer, there have been some fans that says that who've said that like there are like some people who are like mauled during one part, and there's been a claim that like they look like the TVA agents from Loki.
Interesting.
So don't know if like I'd be surprised if they try to do a tie-in crossover, but like I do have to admit they look kind of remarkably similar. But like also the TVA agent outfit is not like super unique or anything like that, so it's possible there's just some like overlap.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to kind of see how they tie it in, if they decide to tie it in at all
Yeah.
to the larger MCU.
Yeah. I
If
have
they
no
don't, I
idea.
don't care.
Yeah, I
'Cause
have
it
no
looks
idea what
awesome
to
anyway.
expect from that. Yeah.
It looks like a movie, but like it looked maybe like a 45, 50-minute type thing. I don't know.
Yeah, they called like a Halloween special.
Yeah,
So
so I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know what kind of time range it's gonna fall into, but I'm
Yeah.
super excited for it.
Yeah.
I definitely will get those spooky vibes in. But anyway, back to Secret Invasion.
yes,
It looks great. Looks like a dark thriller, and that show is supposedly going to go right into Armor Wars. Maybe not time wise, but
Yeah,
linear and like in terms of the MCU, it's going right into Armor Wars.
yeah,
Which will begin shooting next year, and yet again will be 6 episodes. That's about all we got learned about Armor Wars.
yeah. But like that and Armor Wars, like I have really high hopes for those,
especially after that trailer.
shows now, because like Secret Invasion, I'm looking forward to for a while, and like that trailer looked great.
It almost exceeded my expectations.
Yeah,
of what I was kind of looking for, because I didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah, and like it kind of is like almost more unique than some of the other like recent MCU shows we've gotten. Most of the recent MCU shows have kind of had like more of like a haha kind of like angle, with Moon Knight I think being the only real exception.
Yeah, I mean, he cracked a joke every once in a while.
To that,
like for the most part, it was like real dark and kind of like brooding, you know.
Yeah,
but this one seems like
this
really
is straightforward,
heavy
like,
into it. Yeah,
like spy thriller type stuff, which we haven't had it in the MCU for a while, and like I feel like this, for like kind of like casual like comic book fans who like more of that vibe and haven't been getting a lot of that recently, this might be their entry back into the MCU. So
it kind of almost to me reminds me of like a midway between like the show 24, Alien, and the movie Alien, and then the movie Ex Machina. Kind of like right in the middle of it, where like nice sci-fi meets thriller meets action. It looks really intense. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, because I feel like the MCU as a whole needs to have like the balance of like comedy and like not comedy and all that, and that could help kind of like provide that like that balance of like of not comedy.
And they could definitely
back on in
with the Skrulls, they could definitely maybe add a little bit of horror.
Oh, we haven't talked about She-Hulk yet. We're gonna so focus on.
I know this is gonna be a really long
episode for after.
We are.
Yeah.
Well, we could probably squeeze it in here after we get through all the rest.
Sure.
Of the news.
Yeah. Once we get through the Marvel news, we'll put it in here, because I've been liking She-Hulk a lot.
Me too.
So far. She-Hulk's been doing great.
But so yeah,
Longers.
that's Secret Invasion, Armor Wars.
Yeah.
Armor Wars. We got season 2 of Loki is currently filming.
Yes.
Whole cast apparently flew to California for the panel, because they're filming in the UK. They flew for the panel. What's Kehu Kwan?
Yes.
How do you say his name?
I don't know, but I am pumped for him being in there.
What is he known for? Because I've not heard his name before.
He was in Indiana Jones and like the Temple of Doom. He played a short round when he was like a child.
Gotcha.
And then he was in like I think a few other projects, but he didn't really get a whole lot of acting gigs after that, I don't think. But then very recently he was cast in like the lead male role for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be a good movie. I need to watch it.
He did fantastic in there. Like I loved his character and like all the versions of it, and it was great. So when I saw he was cast, like I am
in
pumped,
Loki,
for that, because like when I was looking into like what he's been in, and found out that like he was in the Indiana Jones movie, and I think he was in like the Goonies or like a movie like that. I think around the same time as well, and then like he didn't really get a lot of gigs after that. I was like,
right,
this man deserved more. So like seeing that he's starting to get cast in like more projects here, and that one of the projects is Loki, which I was already pumped about. Like that'll be awesome. I saw he was cast as a TVA agent for Loki season 2. So not necessarily like the hugest role necessarily, but he is like a big name actor here. So like it might be like a super important TVA agent role, which would be great.
Yep. And then so Kevin Feige, after he announced all that stuff, he said that it will tie heavily into the multiverse saga. And to that, I was like, thanks, Sherlock Holmes.
I mean, but
it's like we couldn't have figured that out on our own.
I mean, but that is fantastic to actually hear confirmed, because like I was expecting Loki season 1 to have like direct effects on the MCU, and so far it hasn't had any kind of effects at all. Like with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, like nothing with that. So hearing that season 2 will actually, tie in, I'm like, okay, cool. We finally have, we're gonna have some overlap there.
Right. They're also showing footage at the event. We need to go to one of these things one day, so we can like see like exclusive footage and stuff.
Yeah.
And have like a
maybe next year after. Wait, are they always held in September? Because that might be a little inconvenient. Because I'd have to take time off my honeymoon probably to fly out and be like, okay.
I think it'd be
goodbye my new
Comic-Con
wife. Yeah.
Do a San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Because they do stay and they announce stuff there too.
Okay.
And that more encompasses everything that we talk about than D23 does.
When is that held?
I think that was a couple weeks ago.
Is that always held at like the same time?
It was in the middle of our break, which was in July. Okay. We didn't do anything in July.
It's gonna be so hot in July, but
in San Diego,
fine.
Yes, extremely.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
I'll do it.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out something.
I'll go to a super cool event. You have to just twist my arm. Okay.
Or we can go to the UK and do Star Wars celebration. It doesn't really matter.
I'm down for traveling to the
probably just as far.
Yeah.
The UK.
Yes.
But anyway, then Fantastic Four, we got
a
director.
Yes.
It's Matt Shakman, who directed WandaVision. He'll be directing Fantastic Four. I feel like they like rush to get things. Oh, Fantastic Four. Oh shit, we haven't announced anything for that. Director.
Yeah, which like
I think that's how it is right now with that movie. I mean, it's like in limbo.
Because I honestly wasn't expecting a whole lot of like movie news at all. So people were like, oh, I wanted like the cast list and everything for that. I was like, I mean, it's like Disney, and Disney owns like Marvel and stuff, but like since Disney Plus is like a bigger thing, I expected them to do more shows and Disney Plus projects. So, like the movie news was great. Like I was just expecting stuff with like the shows.
Right. I'm with you there, especially since Disney Plus Day was Thursday.
Yeah.
So, Echo. We got there's a trailer that was shown at D23 for Echo. I don't think anyone else got it. I think it was only shown there. But it was Wilson Fisk is going to return in the show. And apparently he has an eye patch.
Pumped for that. Apparently that is like comic book origins too for him, like whatever. And like that is great. Now we like my heart can rest easy about that scene from Hawkeye when that happened. So
and then
I hope he acts more like how he did in like the Netflix Daredevil show as opposed to Hawkeye, because there were great parts of him in Hawkeye, but he didn't seem to be as in control as he always was.
And then it was also been said that it's going to be very culturally rich and tied to Echo's indigenous past and background.
Cool.
So I think that's really awesome.
Because he didn't seem as like as intense or as in control. So I'd love to see that. I'd also love to learn more about Echo, the backstory there. Fisk, I'm just so pumped for it, and I don't want Fisk to overshadow the news about like Echo's show.
Well, and
like,
unfortunately, with him in the Return of Daredevil,
it's
Echo is being a little overshadowed. Even at this, I mean, Daredevil Born Again, they did talk about that. Charlie Cox did get there. The way he came out was beautiful. With Vincent D'Onofrio was like, I'd like to talk about my show, and then Charlie Cox is like, you mean my show? And then he walks out. It's like, oh, and you could tell they were so happy to see each other again.
That is great. Yeah.
From that picture that you showed me the picture.
Yes.
And then they played a scene from She-Hulk that had Daredevil in it at the
yep
the event.
They played that scene. I'm so pumped. I'm hoping that episode is like next week's one.
Yeah. Well, and this week we got
hoping so.
We got a trailer for She-Hulk the rest of the season because we're halfway through.
Yes. Oh, I almost forgot about that.
Matt Murdock in that. So.
Those clips with him, phenomenal.
I'm very excited.
Like She-Hulk, just as a whole, I think She-Hulk is becoming one of my favorite like MCU shows.
Me too, dude.
Just because it's so charming,
so good.
Yeah,
that's a great way of putting it. It's very charming. I'm like very excited to watch it every morning when I get up.
Yeah,
and it's like short enough to where I can fit it in my like getting ready time. So I'm like, and like I watch it at breakfast, and I'm sitting there, I'm laughing you know. And I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah.
a great scene. And they haven't been, it hasn't been like super like Hulk, the Hulk part of the She-Hulk, but it's been like
Yeah.
Tatiana Maslany has been phenomenal as Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk.
Yes.
The last 2 episodes are really, really good. And like you said earlier, Wongers
Madison.
Madison
That was
with
so
2 N's
funny.
and a Y, but not what you
It's
think
not what you
it is.
think. That was great.
She was so good, and I can understand that. I
Yes.
guarantee you there are people after that, and I refuse to go online after I watched that episode. I guarantee you the people who are like, well, why was she in here? She sucks. I'm like, no, she was wonderful, and everyone knows it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a great show. Oh, I love this show so much. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm with you. I don't know if it'll surpass Hawkeye, but it's
Yeah,
it's definitely for me over WandaVision already.
Yeah.
I love
because-
WandaVision. I mean, that was at my top for a long time.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
So,
Like it's like this interesting show where it's like there are small complaints that I have just like about like story elements and like all that, but like the charm of the show often overweighs like all of that.
yeah.
It's just such an enjoyable show
yeah.
to watch. You can put it on and relax and not feel like it's like homework almost. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I have to like note down anything that's happening here so that like 4 years from now when like a new character says like something, I can like, oh, it's a reference to whatever this, like, no, I feel like I just get to like relax and like enjoy this fun show.
And
Like,
it's
so great. All
nailing.
the characters are great.
And it's nailing to the street level because it's not like, and it's not even
Yes.
like building up to like this giant like event.
Yeah.
This is like we left off in the other episode, like she's getting sued
Yeah.
for copyright for She-Hulk. I'm like, that only affects her. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's not, it doesn't feel like, and like you're right, because it's building up for this is going to build up to this later on, especially with Captain America or Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's going to build up to the next Captain America movie. But like this is She-Hulk and She-Hulk only. And it's like, it's wonderful.
And like it dives back into like one of the things that I really like about, just like seeing like, oh, if Marvel was real, how it affect like the individual like day to day. And it's like copyright law and like trademarks and like all that stuff. And it was so funny. And like the trailer, she was like, why should I have to copyright my name? Like the Doctor Strange, the Thor. Person was like, you've chosen like the 2 people who use their actual names.
It was like me earlier choosing the 2 shows
close.
that had 9 episodes. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where this show goes. And obviously I'm excited for Matt Murdock, but like the way the actors have been in this show and to just kind of like it grounds the MCU.
Yes.
I think in a really, really good way. A way that it's needed for a while.
The MCU desperately needed to have this. And now it is. And like it just feels more connected. Like it feels like this is providing the like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. type thing where it's like tying things together in this neat here, which is just awesome to see.
Well, and it has alluded. I mean, the internet went crazy when it alluded to Wolverine and the big, not the sticking out of the ground, the big cosmic being sticking out of the ocean. Like, it didn't address it.
Celestial.
Celestial. It was that quick, and then we're back and we're back to She-Hulk, and you had to be like really, really quick to like catch it. So
yes, yeah.
And I'm hoping shows like Echo and Daredevil will do the same thing that She-Hulk's doing.
Yes. And like, especially with the character, I love all of like the fourth wall breaks and like all that. Those are so funny and like well placed. And like, it's so like self-aware, but like shows, there's some shows that try to be self-aware and just aren't. And this show is like nailing it. It is nailing it.
It's nailing all the TikTok and Twitter reactions to the show.
Yep.
And like the people who it's making fun of just don't get it, and it's really funny because they're just like, "Oh, what is it?" I'm like, you're doing exactly what it said you're gonna do. They were on top of it. They knew exactly what was coming. So it's been a fantastic show so far.
Yes.
And I'm glad we got that in.
Yes.
About She-Hulk.
Because the only other MCU stuff I think we have left
is Captain America: Thunderbolts of the Marvels.
Yes.
So Captain America: New World Order. Biggest announcement out of that was Tim Blake Nelson, who first appeared in the Incredible Hulk in 2008.
We're getting
returned
him back
as the leader in this
That is
movie.
like after years of the MCU kind of like distancing
14
themselves
or I
from
guess at
the
that point, but 15 years or 16 years, but
like they distanced themselves from the Incredible Hulk movie for so long, like no reference to it, no acknowledgement. Then all of a sudden we got
what
just
if?
an Easter egg of the Abomination. Yeah, we got like a What If was huge. This was the first time the
Mhm.
events kind of acknowledged as like a multiversal scale, but still
Yeah.
like acknowledged.
Yeah, then the Abomination and Shang-Chi.
Yeah, then the Abomination. Then we saw more of the Abomination would be in She-Hulk. And now they've like talked about the events.
They
the Hulk
directly
has,
addressed it. Yes.
and now the leader, who has been MIA for like 14 years, I think there was like a connected comic that like
Maybe
confirmed that he was like in Shield custody or whatever. I don't know if that's canon still or not, but we're gonna see him back, and
Yeah.
he's the villain for New World Order. That is,
which is awesome.
I am excited for
The
that.
leader, although I think he's a Hulk villain, like for the most part. But
Yes,
like, he's such
he absolutely
like
is.
he's such an underappreciated villain. Like he was in the Marvel the Avengers show that came out a couple like back in 2010 or whatever. Which
I saw because you were like, watch this. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, he's
and like
pretty
he
cool.
was used in it. And he was used pretty well on it, but he's not used as much as he probably should. And he's a really interesting Hulk villain.
Yeah, because he's not like, other strong guy.
Big strong men. Yes.
Yeah, he's
which
like
is what
smart.
They did that for a while.
Yeah.
In the MCU, really early on, the bad guy was just the good guy, but bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Iron Man, Hulk. But now we're finally
Captain America had other super soldier.
Yes. Yeah.
Iron Man had other Iron Man.
Yeah.
Hulk had other Hulk.
But now
Thor had robot thing.
Yes. So, that's right. Oh my God, I forgot. I don't like the first Thor movie. So
yeah.
I remember we did our rankings and you guys were just like, wow, you're weird. But oh God. Oh no, we might have to do a third branch because there's still so much to go through.
The next break, I can do my fake ad read.
And then but that gives me hope for unfinished storylines that they just kind of left.
Yes. Like the Doctor Strange one,
that's exactly what
Doctor Strange one. Because like the Incredible Hulk had the most of them. Now they're wrapping all of those up. And now it's just time for Doctor Strange. What happened to that sorcerer dude? They were supposed to apparently kind of reference how his arc ended in Multiverse of Madness and decided, nah. So that sucks. There's an interview I read where they had a whole scene like scripted and like partially filmed, I think, where they like acknowledged what like it was Mordo, I think was his name, like what the 616 version of him did and like how they resolved that, but they just dropped that. So nope. In canon, he's still out there probably.
You know what's wild? We don't. So the end credit. So like the last scene in not including the end credits. The last scene in Doctor Strange and the end credit scene in Thor, we get no resolution to those in Phase 5 or 6.
What happened in Thor?
The Hercules.
Like
this they were going
a recent one. And the Doctor Strange one you're talking about is
the woman came out of the portal and was like, I need your help, and like, okay, and then they went, I guess
no,
I can't remember her name though.
That one we should get a resolution in the Secret Wars, right?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, because like it was like to do with the like incursions, which the incursions I think are the plot of the Secret Wars movie. Right. Yeah, but you are right with the Thor one with the Hercules one, but
we're not gonna get in Phase 5 or 6.
Yeah, I'm content with that one just being like an Easter egg if that's all it has to be there. But
that's true.
You are right that is like a dangling plot thread that like they have out.
But those are reasons.
Well,
yeah. And then the Marvels, the cast appeared on stage. They gave a short clip to the people, and that was
they talked about the plot. The plot was the biggest thing for me.
I didn't hear about that.
I didn't see that.
So
they confirmed what the plot is and explains the post-credit scene of Miss Marvel extremely well, and it makes me very, very excited for what the movie will be. Apparently, the three Marvels get linked somehow, where anytime any of them uses their powers, they swap places. So that is going to be incredible to see. I like everyone online has been like, oh, how's it going to work? Does it make sense? I'm like, well, the movie will explain it. But like right now, just that idea, I am so
That's awesome.
in for that idea.
Hell
And
yeah.
it makes sense why Carol Danvers all of a sudden appeared and looked super
A child's room.
confused.
Yes, or a
Yeah.
teenager's room.
And it also makes me really interested to see like if they just swap or if there's like a three-way like rotation that like takes place. So
And yeah, that'll be interesting. And then the thing that people freaking out the most about is the Thunderbolts. They announced the lineup for the Thunderbolts. And it's going to be Yelena Belova, Bucky Barnes, the Red Guardian, Ghost from Ant-Man 2, U.S. Agent, Taskmaster, and Valentina.
Yeah.
And
the weirdest part for me is that the Abomination is not included, and that
but it makes sense though.
Isn't included.
Yeah, that one's weird. But the
Yeah.
Abomination one kind of makes sense, kind of, or at least so far from what we've heard from Emil Blonsky thus far. So,
but like I would have absolutely loved like that character right as he is being put on the team, like being this chill guy, like let's not fight, but then being forced to turn the Abomination and like fight, and like that kind of whole dynamic.
Interesting.
That would have been incredible because like I do like all the characters that are on the team, but
Ghost is
feel
weird.
Like, yeah,
that was the only one I was like.
I mean, Ghost, I kind of like being on the team. What
I
I
do too.
have like an issue with is there is a lot of like overlap in like skill sets and powers and like all that. Like there are three super soldiers who are on the team there.
U.S. Agent
feels like a bit.
Barnes and the Red Guardian. Yeah.
Yep. And like I'm excited for all those characters to be back, except for
let's be honest,
I feel like U.S. Agent and Bucky Barnes being on the same team is just
I thought that was weird,
really odd.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how they'll explain that. And then Yelena,
and like
I know that
Yelena and then her dad, and
I know how she's not technically. Oh yeah, that's true. I know, but I know she's not technically a super soldier, but like with her skill, she has the same skills as Bucky Barnes and U.S. Agent, or maybe more so than U.S. Agent, but definitely Bucky.
So it's just this weird kind of like overlap.
Maybe it'll just be street level then.
Where it's like I am still excited to see it, but like with the team up, I was expecting to see kind of a like more unique and diverse lineup in terms of characters and powers. And there's a lot of overlap. I'm sure it'll be really cool to see still the Red Guardian. I'm pumped to have the Red Guardian back. I could not be more excited. I loved him in Black Widow. He's my favorite part of Black Widow. So seeing him back is going to be great.
Having Yelena and Bucky interact will be very funny because Bucky's still like, he'll have some funny moments, but he's still like a pretty stoic guy. And then Yelena is so very not. So that'll be an interesting dynamic there. And then same with the Red Guardian. He's not either. He's just like a real jokester too.
Yeah.
We don't know that much about Ghost, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't have a ton of screen time, to kind of get to know her. So it'll be interesting to get to know her a bit.
And I'm interested to see. Yeah, I'm interested to see how Taskmaster will be on screen now that Taskmaster is more of a focus, because I know because of the like substantial differences between like the comic book origin and the Black Widow interpretation of Taskmaster, there was a lot of backlash against like the character and like all that. So I'm interested to see if they'll like adjust how the powers and like what the skill set is, or if they'll keep it the same, how it'll be adapted. Because I didn't really have any problems with like how it was portrayed. I thought it was an interesting decision to write the character like that and call them Taskmaster. So I feel like it is substantially different from the Taskmaster that like everyone kind of assumed that Taskmaster would be.
Right.
So it'll just be interesting to see. And that's also more of like a hand-to-hand like of fighting combat thing here. So
right.
That's also kind of a lot of overlap with powers, but I don't know. It'll be cool to have like an actual team up movie. I'm excited to finally have a team up movie. That'll be.
It's been phenomenal. A while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I mean, like I know technically all the Avengers were, but like they're already after the first one, we just kind of got used to them as a team. The first one was like a real team up movie where we saw them all come together for the first time, and I feel like it's to be a little bit like that. But
because I mean, like even with every wave, there was always like a team up movie, and like or phase, I guess. Every phase had a team up movie, and phase 4 was the first one with no team up movie at all. So it'll be good to get back kind of to that.
Yeah. So this will be
When
hopefully
we
our
come
last
back-
pause. When we come back, we'll quickly go over day 3, and then we'll just
No,
kinda
no,
wrap it
there
up.
was one more Marvel thing, right?
Oh, there
was
was?
there not?
I don't know.
Wait, we just hold on. There was the Marvels, there was the Thunderbolts, and there was one more. What was the last one?
It was Captain America. We went over that.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we'll quickly go over
Okay.
day 3
Cool.
because
I-
there's not a ton we talk about on here about it.
I guess that was it.
It's
Yeah.
like it's the Disney park stand. I think there might have been more, and then I think the Percy Jackson we haven't talked about yet. So
Percy Jackson.
when we
Yes.
get back, we'll talk about that. And yeah, and Brennan,
After this quick ad break. Welcome to the sponsored segment of this podcast. This podcast has been sponsored by Staplers. Staplers, now available for all your chip roasting needs. Staplers.
What?
And we're back to the podcast.
Staplers for your chip roasting needs.
I would like to thank Mr. Stapler himself for offering us
You got real close to accidentally saying a real
generous
brand.
stapler.
One
Oh,
letter
yeah.
changed. Literally, you go back a letter in the alphabet, and you're done. You're done for. We gotta
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
get.
No, we are only talking
But
about the
concept. of
generic
staplers.
concept of staplers. Yes,
Just,
I roast my chip
paper.
staplers all the time.
Stapler is an office tool that fastens multiple sheets of
I did not need to know what a stapler was here.
We return to the sponsor segment for an explanation of staplers.
Anyway, so
but yeah, that does look like all
Percy
the
Jackson.
Marvel news. There was the only other Marvel news thing
Oh,
I
yeah, what was
saw really quickly, that for the Marvels, they've announced that Goose will be returning as a
oh, that's
character.
right. I did see
The
that.
cat that
Who's the
isn't a
cat?
cat. Yes.
Who's the cat octopus alien thing?
Yeah.
I did see that.
So that'll be cool. That's all I saw. Oh, they also announced Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania plot details as well. The
Yeah.
general plot overview for that is Kang kidnaps Scott Lang's daughter.
Cassie.
Yep, and forces him to do a heist in the quantum realm.
Oh.
And it looks like they said that movie will lead directly into Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, which I hope not directly. 'Cause
Doesn't that come out next year? Or like the year after?
It comes out 2025. I thought 2024, 2025.
No, I'm talking about Ant-Man.
Oh yeah. Ant-Man comes out in February.
What
like,
already?
Yeah. Like Ant-Man Quantumania comes out in
Why do they like to make us wait?
February. So I'm hoping it does not directly lead into the Kang dynasty, because I want to see more build up here of Kang, because
Which I
if
imagine
we
would
just
see
see him,
maybe.
if we see like the Conqueror variant only in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania and the Kang Dynasty, that's no build up at all. Give us more than that, please.
Por favor.
That's everything I think that I
Cool.
saw for
So-
Marvel.
Percy Jackson.
Yes, the trailer was fantastic. It looks so much truer to the spirit of the books.
It's actually a child.
He is a child, yes. And I don't know if you know this, because I'm not sure the last time you read the books or what you saw, but
Been a while.
I happened to read the first 100 pages, I think,
That's
of
what I
the
should
Lightning
read
Thief.
next.
The Lightning Thief recently, and the monologue that Percy is saying in the trailer is the very first paragraph. I think, I haven't checked, but I think it's almost word for word, if not word for word, the first paragraph of the book.
Really?
Yes. Which
Wow.
I was like, I recognize this because I just, it's like the last thing I read here a bit ago when I was like just bored. I was like, I'm just gonna skim through this, not skim, but like read.
Having Rick Riordan at the helm, or like at least involved, helps
Yeah.
a ton.
And like,
Because it's gonna be true to the book.
yeah, and like I don't remember how Camp Half-Blood looked in like the live action movie, but like seeing it in the trailer, I was like, this is how I
That's how I
imagined
pictured
being.
it. Yes.
Like,
yeah,
also
yeah.
there were actual children that you could see in there. Like, I
And
was
the
like,
shirts look fantastic. I need to
Yeah,
get a
the-
Camp Half-Blood shirt anyway.
the shirts looked great too. Like I was looking at it and I was like, why is that 8-year-old kid holding a sword? And like that's what you should think when you're looking at Camp Half-Blood, because that's how the books
That's
kind of
what it is,
described it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either YA or a junior reader. I don't know, but like that's the age group
Yeah.
that they are. They're like 10, like 8 to 13, or maybe they're a little bit older than that. I don't know, but
Yeah,
yeah, I am.
Yeah, there are some that are
so
older.
excited.
I think Luke was like 20. or something, or
Yeah,
that
yeah,
might
yeah.
be an exaggeration, but yeah, they're just like young to as old as they can survive.
Yeah, I'm so excited for the show. And I'm surprised they got a trailer out that fast.
Yeah, like
Didn't it just start filming like over the summer
yeah, it
or
started
like
filming, I
late
think like
spring?
June or something
Yeah.
like that.
Is this
Somewhere around
wait,
there,
do we have a
plus or
release date for it
minus.
yet or no? Or not?
I think
I don't
they
know.
said like like
Early next year, maybe?
like late 2023.
I don't remember. Percy Jackson release
also
date.
gonna
Please
look
don't
that
give me
up
the release
here.
date for the book.
Percy
February. Oh, yep, it gave me the release date for the book. Damn it.
Jackson Disney Plus
Yeah, there
release.
you go. There you go. Apparently, the book was released in 2005. I didn't know that.
Oh no, wow, it says sometime in
2023.
2024. What?
Oh, it's sometime in 2023.
I just looked at an article and it
Oh,
says
new
sometime
estimate. Oh,
in
okay.
2024. So it's probably either late 2023 or early 2024.
Yeah.
Which either way,
It said I also
I
warned you
am
that this
okay
could
with
definitely
that.
changed. Okay.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
crazy how they already have like, I mean, I guess it wasn't much of a trailer. They pretty much just showed like a
Yeah.
couple like frames of really anything. Okay, yeah, it says probably early 2024. So that's wild. They already
Yeah.
have stuff.
Yeah. But that is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That is really,
And
really awesome.
that's, I think, the end of the news that I knew. So
Yes,
everything else.
so-
No, I do know there's an Avengers ride that's
yeah, we'll
coming.
get to that. So
And
Disney,
it's MCU canon, right? Sorry, I don't
Yes.
mean to jump ahead. Cool.
so D23 Expo Day 3 is based. It's pretty much just Disney World stuff, or not Disney World, like Disney Parks stuff.
Yeah.
So I care more about this than the podcast does because I know the podcast has never really like been all that big into it. But hold on, let me.
Okay. You
rename this
can
thing.
go through some points and stuff here. I will put myself on mute and choose some animal crackers quick, and I
Okay.
will jump back in with any thoughts I have.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, just to note, anything that comes out of Disney World is probably is part of a plan called Blue Sky and probably won't happen for like the next 10, 15 years. So why they're announcing it now, I don't know. I guess they're like Marvel. They're like, hey, that's a good idea. They're announcing it way too early. So anyway, so Disneyland, the big things here is that the Mandalorian and Grogu will begin appearing at Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge in mid-November, which is really cool. So, and the Grogu actually moves. It's like a puppet. So I guess the guy who's Mando can control him from inside his suit or whatever. So that's
Sweet.
cool. I wish they'd do that at this one. Not that I'm going anytime soon, but
I
if they do it at Disney World. But
I wish they'd find an actual
whatever that species is.
an actual alien to portray the role instead, because I feel like it's a little disingenuous to use a robot replacement, but whatever. It's just me.
You got a fair point there, Brennan. They really should be started. This progressive society, they really should change. Hulk will also appear at Disneyland's Avengers Campus in the form of Time Traveler Hulk. So it's like he just has green arms and green legs and a helmet on. It's like it's not really Hulk. Like the Ant-Man, like the Time Traveler suit they used. It's that Hulk, I guess.
Oh, weird.
Hulk there. Yeah, whatever.
I'm
So
back
this is
from
what you were
Animal
talking
Crackers.
about. A multiverse attraction is coming to Avengers Campus where characters from various shows and movies will fight a quote unquote new villain, King Thanos.
Yes.
And
I heard it was like canon to the MCU, like multiverse. I'm not entirely sure.
so everything
that'll
at
work, but-
Avengers Campus is technically canon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Huh.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't really know what to think of it. I haven't been, so like I have no opinion on it. So maybe I'll go eventually one day. San
Nice.
Fran Tokyo.
We
will
should
replace.
travel for the podcast.
There we go.
We just use the podcast credit cards that's on the podcast's dime and not ours. It's a little business expense now. That's tax fraud.
You could write that off.
I don't know. Maybe actually wouldn't it be tax fraud?
It's
But I
not
feel like
tax fraud, but
we'd have to
form an
file
LLC,
taxes for our podcast specifically, which
which
that would be a
yeah.
unique hassle for this podcast.
we have no income right now, so that'd be very unique considering we have a business expense but no income.
Yes.
We can change that, but we have not talked about that in a while. But anyway,
Yeah.
so Pacific Wharf at California Adventure will be replaced with San Fran Tokyo. This is a setting of Big Hero 6, thus being the first time Big Hero 6 will be in the parks.
Sweet.
I like this idea because opening a California themed theme park in California was a really stupid idea that Disney had in the 90s, and I think this is the last of it that's gone away. So I'm I'm super pumped for that. Big Hero 6 is a great movie. I think it's like really under talked about. So I'm glad they're finally coming to the parks. I believe there's gonna be like a big giant 6-foot Baymax there, or 60-foot Baymax there too, or something like that.
Interesting.
Pixar Pier Hotel will be remodeled as Pixar Place Hotel. More restaurants are going to downtown Disney that I can't afford, so I didn't pay attention to it. And the original cast, Princess and the Frog, will reprise their roles in the upcoming Tiana's Bayou Adventure that I believe is going to open in Disneyland in 2024. I think it's 2025 here. Speaking of here, Disney World, Happily Ever After is coming back, which is the Magic Kingdom fireworks show.
Currently at Disney World while we're doing this.
No,
No,
they got rid of that.
Not the
Now it's
ride,
coming back.
us.
Oh, us. Yes.
We are there.
Yes.
Or
you
here.
are correct.
Yes. It's outside my actually like the Haunted Mansion is just like right out back.
Yeah. We're in a cool location right now.
Actually, I'm in the spare bedroom of the Haunted Mansion here. It looks really normal in this room.
It's right out that window over there.
Yeah.
You can see it from that window in like the mid weird. It's a really small window, I know.
Yeah.
It's only like an 8x10.
It's not a framed picture. It's just like a window that just looks directly out. Yeah. And also has your cabinets behind it to like the walls.
In the middle of the wall. Yeah, it's really weird. That back there's a picture. That's a painting of some cabinets.
Oh, okay.
I can see where you get confused.
Yeah.
Really in-depth picture because it's on both sides.
My bad. Yes.
But anyway, so it's replacing the show that's been there for like a year and a half because people hated it so much.
I've already forgotten what you were talking about because I just got in.
It's a fireworks show.
Okay.
And then Harmonious, which is a fireworks show at Epcot that premiered, I believe, earlier this year, also being replaced because people hated it as well. I hate.
Can we get the parade back? That had the song like it was like I don't want to work, just want to bang on the drum all day, and there's like a mashup between that and another song, and that parade ran for like 10 years or something, and now it's gone.
Never heard of that parade.
See that again? Wow, you didn't? That one ran for like a while.
Yeah, so when people in the parade's going on, there's no line, so I usually go right.
Okay.
I don't know much about parades. Disney.
Nice.
There's gonna be a Figment meet and greet at Epcot starting next year. This is good news because hopefully they'll remodel the ride soon. Because they're reintroducing Figment back into it, and the ride has sucked for a long time.
I love that ride though because
it used to be way better. Trust me, it used to be a million times better.
No, but the reason that I love that ride is because I went there and it said like 15-minute wait or 20-minute wait. There was 0 line. Yeah, like we walked up and the guy was like immediately he's like just hop on. There was like nobody there.
That's how it always is. Yeah,
I was like that was great.
That's why I love Figment too.
That was like the best like surprise the entire trip was just saying like, oh, a 20-minute wait, sure. No wait at all. I was like, yeah, let's go.
Then the Hatbox Ghost is coming to the Disney World Haunted Mansion for the first time. This is cool. It's like an iconic thing from the Disneyland one, and they're finally bringing it to Disney World. The basic story of the Hatbox Ghost is it was there on the opening day, and then it was gone, and then no one ever saw it again. So it like became like really this like infamous thing in the Haunted Mansion. And then they brought it back, I think in 2016, and now it's like iconic again, and so now they're bringing it to Disney World.
Cool.
Tron Light Cycle Run, which is the new roller coaster slated to open spring of 2023. We don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. It's Disney. Who knows? They're hoping for it spring 2023 opening. Dinoland USA is going to be replaced.
Oh, no, stop it.
By Moana and Zootopia.
I can't hear you. No.
At some point in the future.
No. I like Dinoland USA. It's horrible, but it's so much fun.
This is part of that Blue Sky project I mentioned. It may or may not happen. We don't know.
Dinosaurs.
We don't know. It might not happen. So we don't know.
Okay.
But as of right now, they've announced it's going to happen. I don't know why Moana.
I need to go back and enjoy the Dinoland USA some more.
Why is Moana going to Animal Kingdom? What movie? What animals were in that movie other than the
chicken?
So they're just gonna have chickens wandering around the park in that area.
Which I mean, I guess is fair with the dinosaur evolution path.
And Zootopia, which makes perfect sense. I mean,
yes.
And then this is the really.
It is quite literally a kingdom of animals.
Yeah, you're right. And this is the one that kind of it made. So I saw some concept art, so it makes me less mad, but it still makes me pretty mad.
Yeah.
Not because I don't love these movies, and I do. I love these
Okay.
movies with all of my heart.
All
They
right.
just don't belong in this particular area.
Interesting.
So apparently, Coco and Encanto are supposed to be coming to Magic Kingdom's Frontierland,
Frontierland.
which makes zero sense
Frontierland.
because Mexico. Well, first off, Mexico, Colombia, not the same country. Also, nowhere near the frontier. Mexico a little bit more than Colombia.
Yeah.
But then I saw some art, and it's gonna be behind Frontierland, so like it'd be like a new land.
Okay.
Still, Mexico, Colombia, not the same country.
Yeah.
Very different culturally.
Yeah.
Technically on different continents.
That kind of feels like a better fit for like
Anywhere else.
almost like
Epcot.
even if like
Out of
like,
Colombian Pavilion.
Yeah,
And
like
then you
if
have the Mexico Pavilion. Yeah.
if they can do that right, then that would be phenomenal.
For Epcot, but not
Yeah.
Frontierland or
yeah,
Magic Kingdom. Like that makes no sense.
Frontierland is an interesting choice.
It's a bad one. That's a bad choice.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Zero whatsoever. A little bit more with Coco. If Coco took place in the 1800s, does not. I think it takes place in the 2000s. At least it's what it seemed like. At least clothing wise, it looked that way. It looked like that way. Maybe the 90s, maybe the 80s.
Interesting.
Regardless, not the 1800s. So these are the decisions that are making me not go back to Disney until the current CEO is out.
See,
Because it bothers me so much.
I may very well be on board right there with you, but apparently I need to go see
Dinoland USA.
Dinoland while it still exists.
Oh, and apparently they hinted at a villains park beyond Thunder Mountain. I'm not sure if it's like a section
park?
area or like an entire park of its own. I don't know.
A villain's
There was
entire park would be so ambitious, but kind of cool.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's part of the blue sky thing. Will it happen? Probably not. But they just kind of hinted at it maybe happening eventually at some point in time. A long time from now. But and then last two things, they announced cruise line and worldwide stuff. There's gonna be a new cruise called the Disney Treasure. They're going to New Zealand and Australia, and they released concept art about the Lighthouse Point, which is one of the private islands.
That would be cool.
Disney.
You want to take a cruise anytime soon here?
Yes, I'm always down for a cruise. Just not Disney ones because they're way overly expensive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd rather take like the Walmart brand cruise, like Walmart in quotation marks, because it's the fucking cruise still. Walmart brand cruises.
A cruise to a bunch of Walmarts.
I think that's just called a car ride. No,
imagine driving down the highway and a
people-
giant cruise ship passes you by.
well, people just call them Walmart brand cruises because they're like the lower end, but it's still a cruise.
Yeah,
Like it's not that lower end. And I actually really enjoy them because those are the only ones that we've ever done. So whatever.
Sweet.
I'd rather do that than a Disney cruise because I mean it's the same thing. It's a cruise. You're on the water.
Yeah.
Just
you
Disney.
can't see Mickey Mouse.
You can if you get binoculars and at a port.
Let's see,
Then
is
you just
that him
look
over
creepy.
there? Yeah.
Hi, Mickey. And then worldwide, the first some concept art was released for the Wandering Oaken sliding sleighs at the World of Frozen from Disneyland Hong Kong, which will open late next year. There's gonna be a Tangle ride coming to Disney Studios in Paris, and Fantasy Springs is coming to Tokyo Disney Sea. Which, if you've never heard of Tokyo Disney Sea, it is the best park worldwide of any Disney park. It is
Cool.
stunning. It's incredible. There's a first look at an Elsa animatronic that's going to be there, and again, it looks like a real person. Like the way it moves, it's really fluid. It's amazing. And then finally, Tokyo Disney is getting a brand new Space Mountain. They're like, it's going to look all futuristic. It's not going to look like the one we have here. If I can find some concept art, I'll send it to you on Twitter. But it looks really, really cool.
Sweet.
But that's it.
Okay. We're done.
I think that's
Podcast
we're done.
over.
Inside Outa2ouille.
Yes.
It's the name, but I put a 2 where 2E is.
Inside Outa2ouille.
Exactly, because it's also the sequel to the first one.
Yeah.
So if you guys like this episode, give it a like.
Why?
Subscribe.
Why?
good question. Give it a like, subscribe. Go
have fun. Have a great day. Make
Brennan,
sure to follow
or subscribe to Not
Wolfgator
D24 on
Entertainment.
Not
yes.
Brennan.
Maybe he's over here.
Wolfgator
Actually,
Entertainment. I'm over.
He's in
on the
one
side,
of these
other side.
places.
There you go. Nope. Yeah. No. Nope. Nope. Yes. There you go.
Okay.
And then subscribe to Brennan Go follow us on Instagram at Chip Roasting. We don't post
Follow
anything. Do it.
Not Brennan on YouTube, and there will be a couple videos coming out.
Am I
at
ever
some
going to
point
do a
here
score
soon.
for you?
One will be yes,
Okay,
you will be
cool.
doing a score. One will be me making pizza like several months ago. That one's still plans to come out. One is a longer project with a score, and then there was a third one too. I can't remember what that one was going to be now. So
Cool.
oh well.
All right. Well, lots like a lot of exciting things coming from Brennan. Absolutely nothing coming from me. At least not
Except for this
not for the time
podcast.
being, except for this podcast.
Yes.
Might get back to the book talk because I literally have nothing else to do with my life. But yeah.
Yes.
So that should be it. I hope you guys enjoyed
Cool.
this episode. If you did not, you can go scream at a wall.
We will see you in 2 weeks,
weeks.
for our 52nd episode. We will have a special guest star to celebrate this milestone. It will be Mark Hamill. Haven't officially asked him yet, but I'm sure he will say yes. We are old friends.
I mean, like we're like best friends by now. So.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Peace out.
Nope. Sorry. Yep. I do have to go. I'm receiving a call from Mark Hamill right now. So goodbye, everyone. Peace.